Make sure you subscribe to the Olive channel and also click the bell icon to never miss another video from Olive. In this video, we are going to look at some tips and tricks for inequalities, which is a main topic in logical reasoning for IBPS PO and Indian Bank PO as well. So if you are preparing for any of those examinations, keep watching. So first of all, let us see why are we discussing about inequalities in the first place. So they are frequently asked in your examinations. It's a frequently asked topic. So in most examinations for bank PO and even bank clerk like IBPS bank, IBPS PO, IBPS clerk, RBI grade B, RBI assistant, and so on and so forth, you will have inequalities as a topic for sure in the logical reasoning section. And second thing is that they are particularly time consuming. Of course, coded inequalities are harder, they need more time. But the idea here is that just because they need more time does not mean that they are difficult. You can solve them easily if you know how to approach them in the correct manner. Thirdly, they require critical thinking. It is not like quantitative aptitude where you can just simply uh, plug in one or two formula, and get the answer. So for that, for inequalities, you have to think critically, and critical thinking is not something very, very special or something. You just need to practice a lot of problems, okay, to develop that kind of mindset as to how you can approach such questions. And the focus here is on mathematical operators. And guys, mathematical operators is what exactly? Plus, minus, division, multiplication, right? All of those things. So the idea behind including this point is that inequalities are not really a very complicated topic, but just that when they are coded in inequalities, they need more time. That's it. And we will see how to approach each kind of question, the simple inequalities and coded inequalities. So as we just discussed, there are two kinds of questions that you can expect from any inequalities. The first thing is your simple inequalities. The second thing is coded inequalities. In case of simple inequalities, they are direct and easier to solve because there are no codes. Okay, here in this case, there are no codes. So you can solve them directly, and therefore for the same reason they are less time consuming. They are not really that you know that difficult. You can solve them easily by just looking at the mathematical operators and getting the expressions correct. You'll see just now. Second thing is our type 2 coded inequalities, which are quite difficult, and a lot of students try to cover both, but in the exam they might face problems with coded inequalities. And because of the fact that they have codes, they're somewhat harder to solve, and converting the codes into the meanings or into the mathematical operators is a big challenge, and students tend to panic in the exam because of this. Also, they are therefore more time consuming. Okay, so due to those reasons, coded inequalities are a bit difficult, but you can still solve them correctly nevertheless. So for the type 1, or for the type of simple inequalities, first you start by reading the question completely and carefully. And when I say carefully, I mean that you should have a focus on the expressions greater than or less than. Why is that? Because based on our experience, what we have noticed is that students are very, very likely, it's quite common that they will make a mistake between this and this. Now all of you know what this is, right? And all of you know what this is. Okay, less than and greater than, or greater than less than, depending on the numbers, whatever you have on either side. But the issue is they get confused, they get mixed up between this and this. So when that happens, they get the expressions wrong, and the answer is definitely wrong all by itself. So when you read the question, you have to really ensure that you are not mistaking this less than for greater than, or for greater than for less than. So those two signs are very, very important, and you should know exactly what the question is giving you. Second thing is you have to answer step by step. Of course, you cannot really you cannot rush the question. As I said, it is not like simple interest or compound interest where you can just plug in the value p into r into t by 2 and get the answer. It's not like that. You have to go step by step. If you rush the question, if you rush, or if you try to solve it in a quick manner, then there's a chance that you will make an error. Yes, you can solve it quickly, but make sure that you're not skipping out any step. And what do I mean by step? It means that you convert the question into a into an inequality, they will give you that, and you have to exactly see which number is less than this, which is bigger than that, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that is what you have to look at. And of course, this is a no-brainer. Double check your answer because of the expression signs. And expression signs, I'm referring to those expressions. This is very, very important because a lot of students make mistakes. So these are the things that you should take care of when you are attempting simple inequalities. Next comes your coded inequalities, and coded inequalities are of course they are tougher than simple inequalities because of the fact that there's a code. Okay, there are codes for the meanings, due to which we cannot be really sure about what they are unless and until you draw the code list. Code list is nothing but you are decrypting the codes into their meanings. Okay, you are converting the codes into their meanings. Like for example, let's say here here you have the this sign, this code. What does this mean? It means there's a positive sign. But with this with this bracket, it's a negative sign. With this, it's a multiplication sign. With this hash, it's a division sign. With this exclamation mark, this is a exponent square sign. Okay, so all of those things, all of those meanings you have to understand in the exam, and if you draw the code list, it is going to be very, very simple for you to get the answer. Okay, any coded inequality question you get in the exam, make sure the first thing you do is to draw the code list. Okay, now what happens if you do not draw this code list? Now some students might say that, so in the exam we do not have much time, and therefore it is very, very difficult, as in there is very little time to sit and draw a table and all. So in that case, I will tell you that you don't have to draw a very nice looking table. You just put two columns, just draw three lines, put two columns, and put codes in one and meanings in the other. Why this will help you is because every time you're looking at the question in a coded inequality, you are losing time. Okay, each time you are looking at the coded inequality question, you are wasting your time. So what can you do to ensure that you don't have to look at the coded inequality question? It is it is by it is by looking at the code list, right? So that is precisely the main reason why we should be focused, or we should focus on ensuring that the code list is correct. Once again, guys, the code list has itself has to be correct. If you put the code and the meaning wrong, then your answer is definitely going to be wrong, because while preparing the code list itself, you were not careful, and due to your carelessness, the codes have been misplaced. Correct? And here when I say pay attention to how the terms are coded, this is exactly what I mean, that where you have a hash, it should mean that it is a division sign. If it is given in the question, you should not mistake it for multiplication or addition or subtraction or exponent, right? So you have to be very, very careful when you're drawing the code list. But once you have drawn the code list, at that point of time, you can definitely get the answer correctly. So there you go. Here you have it. Okay, and once the code list is done, you can use the code list to convert the codes into the meanings of terms. Okay, so whenever you have an inequality with codes, you can use the code list to convert the codes into their meanings, and as a result, the resulting inequality will be easy to solve. And one more thing, answer only once show all codes have been converted correctly. Now here, what do I mean by they have been converted correctly? Okay, let's say for example your code list is correct. Okay, your code list is correct, there's no doubt about it, but while putting that in the inequality, you are making a mistake. Okay, and these mistakes are very silly mistakes, guys, but in the exam we are all silly, so they can happen very, very commonly. Okay, so ensure that you double check. Okay, some general tips for inequalities. There's really not a lot to look at inequalities as a topic, except for the code list and the and the coding. First thing is that you should not spend too much time on one inequality question, guys, because let me tell you something, the more time you spend on any question, the more you will panic. Okay, so if you are spending too much time, anything more than 1 minute on an inequality question, even 1 minute is a lot, but as a standard we can say it is. If you spend too much time on one inequality question, then definitely you will be very nervous, and that time your code list will definitely not be correct. I am not expecting simple inequalities to come in the exam, guys, because they're very simple. So most certainly you will have coded inequality questions only. Also, whenever you are solving any coded inequality question, now guys, you don't have to answer every question, okay? If you are sure that you can solve a coded inequality question, if it looks like you have practiced that kind of question, then you should use the code list, and you should not attempt the question at all unless and until your code list is ready. Thirdly is you should pay special attention to the mathematical operators and expressions like this, okay? Greater than, less than, plus, minus, division, multiplication, and all of those things you should pay special attention towards, because those are very small things, and that's exactly where we can go wrong, so that your chances of error are minimized. Okay, so that's all, guys, for inequalities. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, like and share it with your friends, please, so they too can benefit. Other than that, keep studying hard, keep working hard, ensure that you keep practicing regularly from Olive Board's test series questions and mocks, and success will be yours. Thank you so much.